What's the deal, everybody? It's your boy Simon Khalil. We're going to be talking about why these prime lenses are the best three you could buy for any scenario when it comes to photography. Alright guys, let's break down the lenses that I'm talking about. I'm talking about today the 35mm, I'm talking about the 50mm, and I'm also talking about the 85. First thing, I think the 35mm gives you that perfect distance with the lens. 35mm is a very attractive lens size, and honestly I think the focal point for the 35mm, for me, it's wide enough. It gives me just enough space for everything I need within the shot, but still, you know, with a lens like this, with a 1.4 aperture, this gives me the creamy background that I'm looking for no matter the scenario. With all three of these lenses, guys, you're going to get that milky background no matter what. Really depends on what you're shooting and how you're shooting it and where you're shooting it. So with all three of these lenses, you're going to get that you know, bokeh that you want, that bokeh that you're looking for. So don't harp so much on that particular piece, because all three of these lenses that I'm going to be talking about today do have that particular feature. Now with an aperture obviously less than 2.8, that bokeh and that creamy background is going to come out a little bit more. Shooting wide sometimes with, let's say, my 24-70 zoom, it doesn't give me the look that the 35 does at, you know, 1.4, 1.8, or even 2.0. So just keep that in mind as we scroll through these. Next up is going to be my 50mm. My 50mm honestly is right now my favorite lens. When it comes to this lens, the versatility of it, the sharp images it gives you, everything from head to toe. And to be honest, I know we're talking about photography here, but when it comes to video, I also use this extensively. That is really why it's my favorite at this particular time, because I am able to use it for both photo and video. Same thing with the 35, but not so much the 85. The 85 is pretty heavy. You know, the punch-in is a little too much, but I feel like the 50 is the perfect scenario. Now, this is the 50, the 1.2 from Sony. I am a Sony shooter, so something like this, yes, something like this is expensive, but the images that you're going to be able to get with something like this are by far better than the 35 and the 85, if you ask me. I don't usually tend to shoot at aperture 1.2 just because things get out of focus, but you could definitely tell the separation between the background a little bit more with the 50 than you do with the 35. So that is also another scenario to keep in mind when you're looking to purchase any of these lenses. And I'm also going to state that I do use third-party lenses. So for example, my 35 is a Sigma 35 that I've had probably for the past 3 years now, and my 85 that we're going to talk about next is also a Sigma. And the 50, why didn't I go with Sigma? I'll be honest with you, it wasn't out yet. If I didn't buy this and the 50 1.4 came out for whatever it is, $700, $800 cheaper, I would have probably bought that. But now that I have the 50, the 1.2, there's no reason for me to buy the 50, the 1.4. And lastly, the 85. The 85 is for those scenarios where you need that separation just a little bit more. You want to really cover that background or get really tight within the shot. The 85 here, this is the Sigma. I believe this is the first one that was made for E-mount. I did not upgrade to the other one, but I feel that this lens for me, as of late, has been sitting on the shelf. I'll be honest with you. I only take it out during portraits, and not even during portraits in the studio. I take this outside the most. So, you know, when it comes down to the actual 85, I love it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not getting rid of it, although I thought about it. This lens has been sitting because I got the 50 about a year ago. So if you ask me, guys, which lens is the most versatile here, I would definitely say the 50mm. The 50mm is definitely the most versatile lens that I carry. This actually gives me a reason to shoot. This challenges me on different levels, you know, different perspectives, different compositions. Don't get me wrong, these lenses are great for different compositions, but the 50 challenges me the most. Again, this is why I feel like this is the most versatile one, and most of my videos that you see on Instagram as of late are filmed by the 35, the 1.4 Sigma. So, you know, all in all, this is what I have, guys. I feel that if you have these three in your kit, you should be covered for any portrait scenario, whether it's indoor or outdoor. If you're shooting in tight spaces, I could definitely see why you may want to get a 20 mil or a 24 mil, but for a majority of the scenarios, these three are your best bet. If you don't agree with me, guys, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate you guys coming back, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!